Hello, my people. Hello, my people. Good morning and good afternoon and good evening. This is Vowero Otomewo Oriaki once again, popularly known as Lady V. Very quickly, I just want to share with you what has been in my mind for the past couple of hours, really. So I was listening to one of my mentors and something struck my mind. And I just thought, well, this will be a very good topic for my live broadcast. So I thought to share with you, my audience. I hope everyone is doing well, and I hope we're settling into the decade 2020, decade of perfection, a decade that we will arise and shine, a decade where everything that has been impossible will become possible for those who believe. Thank you for joining. A decade where we will decide to focus instead of bothering about naysayers. A decade of goodwill. This is a decade of good health. And for those who are sick in one way or the other, who are struggling, a decade of divine healing. Indeed, you are blessed. I am also blessed. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Please share. Please invite your friends and share. So the topic says, I believe I can fly. Do you believe you can fly? Do you really believe you can fly? It starts from the mind. It starts from the mind. Do you believe you can fly? If you read my topic, it says, I believe I can fly. The instinct, the thoughts alone comes from up here, from the brain, from the mind. And then as we start thinking, as we start believing, it will now come into fusion, into existence. It will now, the dream will become a reality. So what do you believe? Because we cannot start flying without wings. I haven't seen anyone, birds or even the airplane. You cannot fly without the wings. And then for us to develop these wings, it has to come from up here. It has to come from our mind. It has to come from our thoughts, from our focus. What have we been thinking about? Thank you for joining. Thank you. It has to come from our mind. Yes, I believe I can fly. Do you believe you can fly? If your answer is yes, then what are your thoughts? What have you been thinking about? Who are the people you have been discussing with? What are the places, where are the places you hang out? What are the things you talk about? What are the books you read? What are the programs you watch? What sort of parties do you attend? These are questions we must ask ourselves in this decade, this new decade 2020. Thank you for joining, guys. Thank you for joining. Please share. Please share, invite your friends and share. So yesterday, I was live. I had a live broadcast yesterday, and I was trying to use one of the stuff I just purchased newly. And I noticed that I was so excited. I was playing my daughter's music, my daughter Divina. I was playing one of her very, well, not latest, but I would say one of her, well, I think it's not too the music, that song particularly, Juju, is not too recent. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Please share. Let's know where you're joining from. Please share. That song, Juju, from my daughter Divina, was released, I think, about a year ago. And all she was trying to say was that her God is bigger than any other God. But in order to attract more clients, thank you for joining. In order to attract more people, she gave the name of the song, of the EP, Juju. Juju. Now, if you are from Africa, especially from Nigeria, you will know that Juju means voodoo or, black power, fetish, diabolic means, of having power. Thank you for joining. Thank you for those thumbs up. And then she said, Mom, if if journalists want their story to sell, they give it a striking heading. You know, a striking heading like the US is blocking Nigeria from going from traveling. You know, like one strong heading that everybody will start buying the newspapers and start reading. Thank you for joining. Thank you, woman of God. Thank you for joining. Dr. Marcia. Thank you for joining. Joey Dixon. Thank you for joining. Chidi Odili. Thank you for joining. Please share. Invite your friends and share. Thank you for joining. So she said, Mom, in order for this song to spread so that everybody will listen to this song, I need to give it a very striking name. And she called the name of the EP Juju. Juju. So I was so, carried away yesterday, and I was blasting this song and everything. And then, I went to play, I think I played a song from another one, this lovely lady, young lady, Jamaican lady called Coffee. She is doing great things all over, I just love her spirit. I love her energy, positive energy, and I love her accent. So I started playing that song, and then I went to play Burna Boy again, I think. And Facebook just frowned at me. Facebook was annoyed that you must be playing something you don't have the permission to play. Anyhow, we're learning everything. Although I did say I did not have permission to play this music, but I really loved the music and I needed to play. But for some reason, that video was not allowed to go as far as I wanted. And I thought to do another Facebook Live today. Thank you for joining. Thank you for those thumbs up. Thank you for joining. So basically, the whole gist here is, what have you been thinking about? What are your thoughts? Thank you, Dr. Marcia. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Instead Love, thank you for joining. This is another lovely lady of mine. Thank you for joining, honey. God bless you. Please share. I thought, oh my goodness, why should I be playing this music? I was, really, really in a very happy mood. And for some reason, Facebook will not, for some reason, Facebook will not allow the video to go as far as I would love the music to go. And I thought, what else can I do, to correct myself next time? I did say before the program, I do not have the right to this music. But for some reason, thank you for joining. Hey, man of God, Mr. Henry EJ, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Hey, everyone, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. So what am I trying to say here? We start thinking of what we want to do before it becomes reality. For a woman who wants to get pregnant, she thinks of going to meet her better half before she can become pregnant. For somebody who has a political ambition and wants to hold a political post in his country or any other country of abode, you have to start networking with politicians. You have to start attending good meetings. You have to start polishing yourself. Your English, the way you present yourself, everything about you. If possible, go back to school. Yes. For someone who wants to write a book, you want to start looking around and seeing those of us who have already best-selling authors, people who have published good books. For someone who want to go back to school for PhD, you have to start thinking about it first. And after thinking about it, thank you for joining. After thinking about it, you want to start making efforts to go to that direction that you really want. So I want to ask you, what have you been thinking about? Have you been distracted about your naysayers? Have you been bothered about what people think about you? Have you been bothered about the situation around you? I mean, sometimes the situation can be stressful, yes. Have you been bothered about lack or challenges, maybe health challenges or family issues? Have you been bothered because that loved one of yours has just dumped you and says he or she doesn't want to continue the relationship? Listen, before you can fly, you have to have the instinct. You have to develop the wings. You have to develop the wings. You can't just jump up one day and say, hey, I want to be A or I want to be B. No, you have to start thinking about it first. You have to start thinking about it gradually thinking about it before you can say, okay, these are my thoughts. How do I go about it? What line should I take? Who should I speak with? Who should I consult? And then, of course, remember prayers. You have to pray about your strategy because there are little things that can abort your strategy. So my message today is, if you know that you want to fly, change your thoughts. Change what you think. Change the people you hang around with. Change how you feel about situations. Things might not be going well. Don't worry. Don't worry. Haba. It's a matter of time. People may be chit-chat-chap or tongue-wagging against you. Don't even bother. The reason they talk about you is because you are somebody and you are going somewhere. Thank you for those thumbs up. If you are a nobody talks about you. If you are not a threat, nobody will be bothered about you. Have you seen a bank that is empty and armed robbers go to attack? No way. Robbers don't go to an empty bank. They go to banks that are full, banks that are rich with wealthy, with juicy, what's it called? Juicy cash. Vaults. Their vault will be, heavy with different currencies. That's where they go. Robbers don't rob banks that are poor. Maybe with only $1 or $2. So don't bother about those naysayers. The people who take you as their problem, it's because they see something in you. I've had occasions where, thank you, my woman of God. Thank you, Patience Guavon, all the way from Canada. God bless you. I have a friend who said to me, Lady V, for no reason, they just hate me in my place of work. And I started reminding her of the difference between her and the people she works with. She has more qualifications. She is very well behaved. She dresses very well. Her future is bright. She has courtesy and decorum. She respects everybody, whether small or big, rich or poor, pink or white. And so they see her already as a threat. They see her as a threat. And that is why everything she does is magnified. People don't like her. When she comes in, they go to check. What time did she clock in? When she goes out, they go to check. What time did she go out? If she drives in, they want to check. What sort of car did she bring today? If the spouse is picking her up, they want to check the car, the brand of the car that the spouse uses. And I'm saying to her, listen, it is because you have a lot to offer. That's why you are somebody's problem. So please don't be distracted. Be focused. You see, if you want to win, you have to be focused. If you want to win in life, you have to be focused. I haven't seen someone who is nothing and people go wanging their tongue about the person. I haven't seen. I've seen people who have more money than me, but they are bothered about my breath. Just my breath. 1 ounce of oxygen, they're bothered. I've seen people who wear diamond, who wear gold and everything, and they are bothered about my costume jewelry. Yes. I've seen people who are taller than me, and they are bothered about my height. I've seen people who have good eyesight, and they are bothered about my glasses. I've seen people who have long hair, and they are bothered about my natural dreadlocks. You can see this is all my hair, tongue wrapped into big donut. This is all my hair. My natural hair is dreadlocks, and it goes right almost at the bottom of my bum. I've been growing it for nearly 12 years. And I wonder, why am I a problem to some people? So the Lord started teaching me that this is part of the process. Thank you for those hearts. This is part of the process. Thank you. Yes, I'm confirming your word. The word, God gives us the same word almost at the same time. The Lord, when I started asking the Lord, why all this? Why? You know what he said to me? It said the journey may be rough, but you have to go through the process. The process of getting to where we are going. The whole idea is not about the destination alone. It's also about the process, the journey. During this journey, we will have thorns. Thorns. What Nigeria, in Nigeria, pidgin English, they call it chuku chuku. These chuku chuku, these tongues are people that are naysayers. They are envious people. They are people who feel threatened with your presence. They are people who feel threatened with your gifts and talent. Prof, thank you for joining. God bless you, Prof. Thank you for joining. So I want to say to all of us here, if you believe you can fly, please be focused. Thank you. Thank you. If you believe you can fly, please be focused. If you believe you have a vision, if your instinct have started telling you that this is where I want to be, this is where I want to go, naturally you'll be uncomfortable where you are. It takes process, but be focused. Those instincts will need you to develop wings. Wings. The caterpillar did not become the caterpillar in a day, in a jiffy. No. Rome was not built in a day. So let's be focused. In this new decade, we will shine. So, Isaiah 60 says, arise and shine. If you do not arise, you will not shine. You have to arise. For you to arise, you have to be focused. If you're not focused, how can you arise? How can you get up? Yeah? How can you get up? How can you start being your best version? How can you live a healthy life if you're not focused? How can you have a good night rest if you're not focused? Don't be bothered about people. What people think, what they say. You know, during my last session, my group session with my inner circle, I have some ladies that I mentor, and we all have the same thing. You're welcome, Francisca. You're welcome. They all have almost the same issues. People not minding their business, naysayers bothering about how people live their life, what they say, what they do. Hey, focus. Yes, Francisca, focus is the key for this word. Yeah, for this year. Yes, focus is one of the key words in this decade, in this 2020. Please be focused. We have no business with naysayers. We have no business with naysayers. Arise and shine. You must arise before you shine. And before you have that instinct to fly, before you start having that instinct, think about what you've been thinking. What have you been thinking? What are your thoughts? If you focus on good thoughts, then it will be easy for you to arise. It will be easy for us to shine. It will be easy for us to develop those wings that we need to fly. But if we focus on what people are saying, you will be distracted. Have you seen the athletes when they run in, the race, when they're running? Yes, when they are running in the maybe 400 or 200 meters race, they are focused, waiting for somebody, relay race, to bring the baton. If you are not focused, when they bring the baton, you will miss it. It's either the baton will fall down or you will start running without the baton. But you need the baton to get to the end point where you will win. Without the baton, you'll be disqualified. So if you are focused on people talking rubbish about you, you will miss your track. You'll be distracted. You'll be deviated. And if you are distracted, you will not get to your destination. Remember the thorns, the chuku chuku. There are people who are going to be part of the journey of your life. If you don't have naysayers, life will not be sweet. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, Debbie. Thank you for joining. If you don't have naysayers, life will not be sweet. If you don't have naysayers, you are a nobody. So enjoy the naysayers. Enjoy the setbacks. Enjoy those envious people. Those negative words. Enjoy it and move on. You see, this day and age of social media, we have people bullying each other indirectly. You see people come from nowhere. They come to react either to a post or something, and you're wondering what exactly is their problem. They have bitterness in them. They've piled up all sorts. So the Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So when you see people bringing out terrible things, just know what is in their heart. They compare each other online. My background is different from your background. Why compare me? I come from a first family. I come from a Christian home. Why compare me? Why? Why is the comparison? What exactly are we looking at? Yeah? So don't be bothered about what people say. That's exactly what I've come to share with us today. This has been in my mind, especially after my inner circle meeting with my young ladies. I thought some of them had to leave, like, give social media a break because they were being bullied. Don't give chance for people to bully you. And if they bully you, there are two things: ignore them or respond. That's the only way that they will know that the fingers have never been equal. I mean, we have people today who are rich. Some are not rich. Some are poor. Some are rich. We have people who are tall. Some are not tall. Some are short. We have people who are light skinned. Some are dark skinned. For crying out loud, the thumbs, totally different. Like I'll always say, the iris, totally different. You all know I'm a regular traveler. And whenever I travel by the grace of God, I use my iris just to look and go through. You know? And those days, it never used to be like that. So it just means that we are all unique. God has made us uniquely different from each other. So what's the comparison for? Please be focused. In this new decade, if you do not arise, you will not shine. And one of the ways to arise is to avoid naysayers. Ignore them. Be focused and move to that direction where God wants you to be. Allow your thoughts to be the best, positive ones. If the negative ones come in, which is natural, which is normal, push it off with the word of God. Be determined, be focused. Okie dokie. Thank you so much for joining. Now, if you're watching me for the first time and you're wondering who this lady is, I am Vowero Otomewo Oriaki, popularly known as Lady V. For those who cannot pronounce Vowero, they just say Lady V. I'm a female empowerment coach, a confidence coach, an Amazon best-selling author, and a motivational speaker. But before all this title, I am a woman of God, born and bred in the faith, unapologetically declaring the word of God wherever I go, serving God and looking so funky, even at my age, over 50, yes, still looking very young, very vibrant. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, woman of God. Very, very radiant and juicy. Oh, yes. So with 3 adult children still looking like this, people ask me, Lady V, what do you do? What do you do to keep looking so radiant, to keep looking firm all over, in and out? What do you do? And I tell them, I have the grace of God in my life. My hope and trust is centered in my Creator. But guess what? I recently have some tips that I would love to share with the women. The women who are 40 or 45 and above, who are either getting to the menopause stage or have even passed menopause stage. You see, this menopause of a teen is a time where our hormones are no longer behaving well, if you permit me to say. So our hormones are becoming, our hormones are beginning to misbehave, if you permit me to say. So you no longer have those smooth. Do this to me, thank you. Yeah, I thought I was losing you. So we begin to, things begin to sag a little bit, a bit of wrinkles, some hair falling off, and we're not as beautiful as we used to be, not as strong as we used to be, not as energetic as we used to be. But God has blessed me with this lovely, lovely package of everything I've discussed with you now. Good skin, good hair, energy, firm in and out for a lady. And I thought I would discuss these secrets with the ladies. And I'm wondering, which of you ladies will be interested to know more? If you'll be interested to know more, please type 1 in the comment section. As a lady, if you will be interested to know more of the secrets behind how I look, why I look the way I look, radiant skin, natural hair, confidence, speaking with authority and confidence, looking so juicy at my age. If you want to know the secret, type 1 in the comment section. If you have any question whatsoever, please do not hesitate to inbox me. Do not hesitate to inbox me. And remember, my 2 books, the very first one, which is The Liberated Woman, No Apology. The Liberated Woman, No Apology. This book launched me, brought me out to the whole world in 2017. I wrote this book in a place of pain and purpose. So through the pain that I went through, I found my purpose, and that was how I wrote this book. Please get your copy, digital copy or physical copy, from Amazon and Kindle. Second book, Lessons from the 52nd Street. So when I turned 52, I thought of sharing the lessons I've learned and I've gone through, things I've gone through in this world and what I've learned so far. And I compiled a lot, many, over 100, but I decided to share only 52. Remember, some words are not for the public. So only 52 of those lessons I shared here, this bestseller. You can also get it Amazon and Kindle. You can either get the digital copy or the physical copy. But if for any reason you want the special autographed copy from Lady V herself, from the confidence coach herself, from the lady who is audacious, who prays and get focused and not be distracted to any naysayer, for the lady who is so blessed and highly favored and not scared of the naysayers, inbox me and say, Lady V, I will love a special autographed copy, and I'll get your details and I'll send them to you at an affordable price. May God bless you all, and thank you for joining.